Hello again. At the end of the last tutorial I said restart. You don't need to restart anything. I just meant I was taking a break. Alright, so we got all this configured, which is great. So now I'm going to show you guys how to install the SSL. I'm using Komodo. It will be about the same for everywhere. I have 4 certificates with Komodo. You might get 3, but it's the same idea. So go to your browser. Right now I have this certificate, but we're not there yet, and this is in the way. I'm going to keep that over there for now because I don't feel like clicking it again. Alright, so we're going to go to web, just so you guys know where we're going. lockedright.com, go edit, and in here we are going to make sure, just again, you have this www for an alias, very important. Default web template, I always keep default. It has PHP and everything in it. This is what we want: SSL support. Here's our certificate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this lockedright.com, which basically was attached to the email here. Open. Come on now. Just going to open that. And I'm going to do something super gross and just extract it to my desktop. So that's where everything seems to clutter. So let's see here. So you want this first one called, it's basically your domain name, com certificate. We're going to open that in Notepad, copy that whole bunch of randomness into the SSL certificate. And your key, you should have saved it before, like I said. And oh, I totally forgot to talk to you guys about that. So if you have a generate CSR signing request, basically, and you hit OK, you fill out this with the correct information with your domain. Here's your signing request. You'll give that to your SSL supplier, like VirgiSign, Komodo, that kind of thing. This is what they want, and then they'll give you a certificate. This certificate, if you're not going to pay for one, you can use your self-sign one. It doesn't mean it's not secure, but people from the outside world will not be able to verify your certificate, and it could be fraudulent, is basically what it tells users. But you can use it for yourself. Still secure, just as secure as a certificate from a supplier. SSL key, this is what you want. You want to save this somewhere, the whole thing, and just make sure you remember it. So I'm going to go back to the web here, lockedright.com, edit, and in here, SSL, and of course I got rid of the certificate, so let's paste that back in, put that there, and our key is in this file, I believe, somewhere. Like I said, I don't care if you guys see these keys, just because I will be regenerating everything after this tutorial. So your key goes in here. Make sure it's the whole thing. If you have like little spaces and stuff after it, I'm pretty sure this thing trims it, so don't worry about that. This is the fun part. So your authority intermediate certificates. These have to go in a special order. For Komodo, I do have the cheat sheet that I had to figure out forever. So first box, domain.certificate, we did that. Private key generated at signing request, we did that. Third box, this is the fun part. So we need domain validation, add trust, and then the actual root certificate. So where are we now? So we're going to open this one. Go Control A, Control C. It's the easiest, I always think. Go in there, it'll put you on the next line, which is very nice. So the next certificate we need is this one, the add trust. Open that in Notepad, go Control A, Control C, and then paste it next to that one. And the next one is going to be your root certificate. You're going to go in there, go Control A, Control C, and paste that in there. Easy as that. So there's your intermediate certificate and your root authority certificate. You would think it would all be done and everything would work. Before I submit this stuff, I'm just going to show you that the regular lockedright.com is working now to the Vesta control panel default. After I submit this, it's still going to work, but then we're going to run into an error of restarting the web server, and you're going to notice it doesn't work anymore. So we're going to save that. And it's going to say changes have been saved, which is great. So how do I get to the server thing? Right, okay, so here, really awesome feature in Vesta panel is I can just switch between admin and the right user, which it's not liking, so I'm just going to click log out and it logs me back in as the admin user, which is awesome. So this tab up here called server controls a few of the little components that you installed basically during the installation. So what I'm going to do is this nginx, it basically is Apache. I'm going to try and restart it. Oh, look, it failed. Alright, so hit OK. Now I'm going to go to locked right, and it still's up, but you'll notice if we actually go and go back into PuTTY, SSH into your server, you'll need it in a second anyways. Root. And password logged in, so service nginx stop and then service. So if your server crashed or anything, you restarted the service. Look, so it failed to start, so that's not fun. I figured this one out for a while, or tried to anyways, and then I figured it out. So this only seems to happen, it's just an error in the Vesta fork on GitHub right now, I guess. But anyways, the easiest way to do it is I'm going to go to user, right, login as right, log it in now. So I'm going to go in here, so it seems to only happen when the SSL support is yes. I don't know, someone didn't have enough coffee when they're writing their scripts out, but basically all it is if you nano into the Vesta control panel config file, you'll notice that it's a very stupid error, and it works when you do this. So I'm not quite sure if you need to do this. I haven't added more than one SSL certificate to a site yet. If you have multiple, like a shared kind of hosting going on, and you have multiple domains on one website and multiple SSLs, you might have to do this every time. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, so you'll notice the first line, it's good, has your semicolon here, and your include is not a capital I, which is retarded. So we are going to go here. If you're using Nano, you use your keys to kind of move around, your arrow keys, and we're going to give that a lowercase I, and we are going to give that a semicolon, and that is literally it. Go to Control O and enter, that will save it, and Control X to exit. So now we're going to go service nginx start, and yay, we got no crazy error. So if we go to locked right, that works, and if we go to https://lockedright.com, that also works. As you can see, my little green icon, and everything is working. So that's when you would do your locked right stuff. If you are wondering in FileZilla here, where your files actually are, which I said I would tell you guys. So new server, saved my stuff. That's why I created a profile, to be a little quicker. So it's going to go into this folder, random folder. You're going to go to home. You're going to go to right, which is that user you created. You're going to go to web, and then lockedright.com. Right, so this is going to contain a whole bunch of folders. The one you want is where your public HTML is going to reside, and if you put PHP, HTML, whatever it is in here, it will compile. So there you go. Last thing I'll show you guys is if you are in FileZilla and you copy this URL and you want to come to this folder from now on, you go to Advanced and you go Default Remote Directory and you just paste that in there. Hit connect. It's going to be like, hey, you have a connection up. Do you want to go away from it? Hit OK. And it's going to load up here, and you can see that instead of going through all those files and stuff, it kicked me right into the folder I wanted, the public HTML. So that's how you would configure your SFTP to just log into the correct place every time you wanted to add a new file, update a file, that kind of thing. You could add a new user in your SSH that doesn't have root privileges, so people can't destroy your server. But if it's basically just you using the server, root is fine. But if you have multiple users committing or doing other things, editing files, or just using a shared hosting kind of thing going on with your friends, I would not recommend giving them root. But that concludes this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was thorough enough. I was trying to be slow and thorough. If I rushed a little bit on some parts and you have no clue what I was doing, feel free to ask in the comments, but that concludes it. Hopefully those fix those little errors in the Vesta control panel for you guys. Personally, I think after using Vesta control panel for a while, it's definitely really good, and you don't have to pay for it. Like cPanel and WHM is like $20 or more a month, so move to Vesta. It's worth it. There's just little kinks right now, but basically this tutorial will iron most of them out. If you have any other errors, post them in the comments. Let's figure it out together. Alright, have a good one.